Unit 7. Helping each other to learn. Lesson 1. What helps us learn? Page 4. Exercise 1. Look at the pictures. Read and listen to the words. 1.
Take a break.
2.
Highlight.
3.
Think about.
4.
Make notes on.
5.
Practice a presentation.
6.
Underline.
Lesson 1. What helps us to learn? Page 5. Exercise 3. Read and listen to the 2 posts from a student forum about learning. In which post does a student...
I was in grade 7 last year, and I really enjoyed it. From my experiences, I have some suggestions to help you learn. When you read a text, it is useful to underline new words or highlight them. I find it easy to remember the meaning of the words, but I sometimes find it difficult to remember how to spell them. I read online that you can remind yourself of tricky spelling words by linking them to other words. For example, I always forget the difference between desert and dessert. I tell myself that dessert has 2 S letters, so it reminds me of sweet strawberry desserts. Sweet strawberry begins with 2 S letters, like the word dessert, which is a sweet food we eat. Desert has only 1 S, so it is a piece of land, not a kind of food. Amr, 14.
Hi, Amr. Thank you for your post. It was very interesting. I'm not really worried about learning new words or spelling, as this is something I am good at. However, the idea of underlining or highlighting new words is very useful, so I will try that this year. What makes me nervous is when I have to give a presentation in class. Can you give me any suggestions about that? What is a good way to practice a presentation? Also, my mom says it is good to take a break when you are tired. What do you think? What did you do in grade 7 when you needed a break? Dahlia, 13.
Lesson 2. Learning in an environmentally friendly way. Page 6. Exercise 2. Read and listen to the article. Match the topics to the paragraphs.
Studying and the environment. When we are learning, it is important to think about the environment. Everyone knows how important it is to protect our planet. Here are some simple tips to make your learning more eco-friendly. The nice thing is that these ideas are easy to do. 1. First, try to use less paper. Why don't you use a computer or tablet to make notes or to read books? This way, you save paper and help the environment. I know these devices are quite new. What did people do in the past? People couldn't use a computer because they didn't exist. But today we have a choice. Another thing that is important to think about is what to do when you want to print something. One idea is to print on both sides of the paper to reduce waste. 2. When do you usually study? A lot of students study in the evening when it gets dark. But ask yourself this question. How did people study before there were electric lights? You can save energy while studying. Turn off lights and devices when you are not using them. Try to study during the day so you can use natural sunlight. This will help you use less electricity. 3. Next, ask yourself the following. What materials do I use when I study? Pick up a pen and look at it. Is it made from plastic? The answer is probably yes. Nowadays, you can buy pens made from recycled materials and notebooks that use recycled paper. 4. Finally, how do you get to school? Why not walk, cycle, or take public transportation to school to help reduce pollution?
Lesson 3. Fact or Opinion. Page 8. Exercise 4. Read and listen to the article about the brain, then underline these numbers. What do these numbers mean?
The truth about the brain. Many people think that when we learn, our brains make new brain cells. But actually, we create new connections between brain cells we already have. In fact, one brain cell can connect with up to 10,000 others. In the past, people believed the brain turned off when we went to sleep. But with new technology, we now know that some parts of the brain stay active during sleep. Sleep is very important for learning because it helps us remember things better. In fact, people who get enough sleep can remember about 20% more than those who do not. For young people, research shows that learning feels more interesting if they know how it can help them in real life. About 85% of students say they learn better when they understand why a topic is useful. So, it's important for teachers to explain why lessons are helpful. Finally, our brains have a habit of telling us that things we agree with are facts. When we disagree with something, we see it as an opinion. This happens naturally, but it's helpful to remember that just because we agree or disagree with something doesn't mean we are right.
Lesson 4. Learning something new. Page 10. Exercise 2. Listen to the conversation and check your ideas for exercise 1.
I need your help with something, Karim.
Of course, Grandpa. What do you need?
I got this letter from work, but I don't know what it says. Can you read it to me?
Sure, I can help. Why didn't you learn to read and write, Grandpa?
When I was young, I had to work to help my family, so I couldn't go to school. Now, I want to learn, but it's hard.
I understand. I can teach you if you want.
That would be great. You are the person whose help I need the most because you're patient.
We can start with simple words. Do you remember any words that you learned before?
Yes, I remember some words, but I forget them quickly. The book that I bought last year is still difficult for me.
Don't worry, Grandpa. We will go slowly. The important thing is to practice every day.
You're right. The more that I practice, the better I'll get. Thanks for helping me, Kareem.
Anytime, Grandpa. I'm happy to help.
Lesson 4. Learning something new. Page 10. Exercise 4. Listen to the second part of the conversation. Are these sentences true, T, or false, F?
You know, I'm proud of you. You're the one grandchild in the family who works really hard.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Also, the school which you go to now is one of the best in the area.
Thanks, Grandpa. But it's not just the school. I also learn a lot from you.
From me? But I don't know how to read.
Yes, but you taught me important lessons like hard work and kindness, which are more important than anything I learn from books.
That's kind of you to say. I guess we can both learn from each other.
Exactly. I'll help you with reading, and you can keep teaching me about life.
I believe that home is a place where we can all learn a lot from each other.
Lesson 5. Literature. Page 12. Exercise 3. Read and listen to Ada's reflective journal entry and check your answer to exercise 2.
An afternoon with my grandmother. Date: October 22, 2024. Today, I spent the afternoon with my grandmother, who is from Senegal. She showed me how to make a necklace from different colored beads. The beads were very small, and I kept dropping them, which was annoying. I wanted to give up, but my grandmother encouraged me to keep going, saying, "It takes time to make something very beautiful." Her words made me think about how I always want quick results and don't spend enough time trying to learn something new. As I continued, I found a rhythm, and I started to really enjoy myself. My grandmother shared stories about how she learned this craft from her mother. She explained that each color bead has a different meaning in Senegalese culture. For example, red represents strength and courage. Blue means peace. Yellow is for money, and green is for hope or nature. Now, I appreciate my culture. Making the necklace helped me to connect with the traditions of the women in my family. In the end, my necklace wasn't perfect, but I felt proud. I learned that handicrafts represent our connection to tradition, culture, and our values. This experience taught me patience, the importance of practice, and the meaning behind what we make. Action plan. Next time, I will focus on staying patient and asking my grandmother more about the meanings behind the beads. I want to enjoy the process and continue connecting with African culture and traditions.